Fourth quarter now. Jason Garrett, who is playing at the end of his contract, and the jury is out as to whether he will get a new deal. A lot riding on this season. Ken Wisenhunt is getting started here in Tennessee. 3rd down and 2.
Well, you wonder if this is 4-down territory for Ken Wisenhunt. They've only converted 1 3rd down. This is a big one for Tennessee.
Locker hangs in, finds the young receiver Hunter, and Justin Hunter's got a 1st down as he picks up 3.
I guess we won't know, but you pick up the 1st down there on 3rd. It's the difference between punting if you're not going to go for it on 4th down, or get another set of downs with a chance to come away with some points. But this offense, I've been impressed with what I've seen of them through that 3rd quarter and now on this drive.
They got up off the deck after a bad first half. This is tipped, and Rolando McClain's got it. They're letting this play go, and now one of the officials comes in and says incomplete, with Walt Coleman, the referee, letting the play go. Rolando McClain almost came up with a pick, and let's see if he cradles it against his body. He's got it so far. That's a pick.
Yeah, it looked like an interception to me as well, Joe. I thought it was, even in real time, and they're going to try to get this ball snapped. And
this can be reversed to an interception, no advancement, and I think the Dallas Cowboys are going to get the football right here.
Yeah, they won't get the benefit of the return, but they'll take a look at this, and by all indications, it's an interception, and the Cowboys will get the ball right there.
Well, at no point did we see the ball hit the ground.
Really on the field.
That ball was tipped into the air by Henry Melton. And somehow Rolando McClain, who was traded to the Cowboys, who is making an impact, came away with what looks like an interception. We'll get the call when we come back. We'll get the call from Walt Coleman. Jason Garrett was hot.
After reviewing the play, the defender got his hand under the ball. It is an interception. The Dallas ball, 1st and 10 on the 32-yard line.
The reason Jason Garrett was hot was because it takes a touchdown away. Rolando McClain had it, Troy, and got up. He was it seemed a little unsure, but once he took it back, he was unimpeded to the end zone.
Yeah, and what Jason Garrett's upset about also, Joe, is the fact that it was ruled an incompletion on the field. And if you're in doubt as an official, let the play go. You can always come back and rule that the ball had hit the ground and it's incomplete. But if they had let him play and then try to clean it up afterwards, it's a touchdown, Dallas.
Set the clock to 14:23, please. 14:23.
So instead of a quick defensive score by Rolando McClain, and give this guy credit, I mean, he's trying to do the right thing. He spent last year out. He retired twice. The Cowboys, once they lost Sean Lee, were looking for anybody, and they make the trade to get him, and he's been outstanding through 2 weeks.
He's clearly got ability. I mean, he was the 8th overall pick in 2010 by the Raiders, and that doesn't happen without having some real skills.
Out of Alabama, by the way. Here's a toss to Dunbar. And Dunbar is out to the 35-yard line. A gain of 3.
You look at this game right now, Cowboys up 13 points, and still a lot of time clearly in this 4th quarter, but the way Dallas has run the football, they can take this clock down and take time off on this possession. So this becomes big for Tennessee in being able to make a stop and get the ball back to their offense.
Cowboys are at 6 yards per carry in this game. Win a lot of games doing that. Here's Dunbar. He's tripped up back to the line of scrimmage, and while they showed the replay here at LP Field, there was a big roar because the Dallas Cowboy fans are all over the seats here in Nashville, and all the controversy with last week, all the 49er fans that were in attendance in Arlington at AT&T Stadium. Cowboy fans showing they travel well also.
A lot of Cowboy fans and a whole lot of country music fans.
Yeah. That's universal. 3rd and 7. Titans need a stop. Beasley is there for Dallas and a big first down. To keep the ball, keep the chains moving as Cole Beasley has his first of the day.
I've talked about it before. I really like Cole Beasley and the ability that he has. I mean, you can talk about Des Bryant, Jason Witten, those guys, and they're all important players to your offense. But when you can bring in a guy like Cole Beasley as your third, fourth receiver, inside guy who's so quick and creates separation from a defender, you know, to me, those are the matchups that create problems for a defense and really allow your offense to execute at an entirely different level.
On first down, handoff to Murray. Big hole right side. You know, with all the talk about offense and the rules favoring the offense in the passing game, and you're going to now worry about all these defensive holds in the secondary and pass interference. Every advantage seemingly to teams throwing the football. You look at what Seattle's been able to do running the football. You see what happened in week 1 across the NFL with teams that could run. And it's a different looking Cowboy team here today because they can hand it off and pick up yards.
Well, I think Seattle, you know, everybody wants to follow the team that's leading, and they're old school, and it's been a pretty good formula for a lot of years to win a lot of games in this league.
Flag is down on the play, and so is DeMarco Murray. It looks like just short of first down yardage, but it looks like a defensive offside, which would be a first down.
5-yard penalty, first down.
So it is a first down for Dallas, and we go to Kurt Menefee for the game break.
Well, the Cleveland Browns have regained the lead against New Orleans. This is Terrence West, third-round pick out of Towson, getting his first NFL touchdown and doing a little dance to celebrate it. 23-17, start of the fourth quarter. Browns trying to pull the upset. Joe, Troy, and Aaron.
Cleveland lost last week, trying to even their record and send the Saints to 0-2.
Yeah, I think the Saints are, I think they're a really good football team too. You know, a tough game last week, and they're getting all that they want out of Cleveland today.
Dunbar in the tailback gets it on the toss. He is a small back. Gets shoved out of bounds by Bernard Pollard. Lance Dunbar, they list at 5'8", 195. And they will mark him just shy of the 40, a pickup of 3. Cowboys have led throughout.
You know, Joe, you talk about the rushing of the Cowboys. I think there is starting to be another shift to the running game. Last week, 8 100-yard rushers. The year before, in week 1, just 3. I think teams realize that needs to be an important element of the game.
There's Dunbar left side. Bring up a third and medium for Tony Romo and Scott Linehan and that Dallas offense.
Yeah, I think that this third down here is really the key for Tennessee. If they're going to have any chance to get back in this game, they've got to be able to make a stop. And if the Cowboys don't get any yardage here, I would imagine that they'll punt. If they come up short, but it's short fourth down opportunity, they may in fact go for it. But this right here, because now you're starting to work against the clock.
They're right on the edge of field goal range right now for Bailey. Be 55 yards from here. Blitz. Pass is caught. And the lunge for the first down by Des Bryant. And a big pickup and a good throw from Tony Romo. And the power catch from Des Bryant.
Yeah, well, he's so good with the ball in his hands and trying to keep them from picking this up. They've been, I don't know what the numbers say right now, but pretty good here on third down. And when you go back and look at the difference in this game, third down's been a big part of it. The job that Dallas has done and some of the struggles that, especially in the first half, that we saw from Tennessee.
Dallas 7 for 12 on third down. Tennessee 2 for 9. And a 100-yard day on 10 catches for Bryant. Now back to the ground. Covering up the football is DeMarco Murray. And the real good teams are the teams, and you had it with Emmitt Smith, that when you're up late, you can run the clock down because they know you're going to run and they still can't stop it.
That's pretty impressive right there when you look at the time of possession. And the discrepancy between the two teams, and just a complete reversal for Tennessee, the way they controlled the clock at Kansas City, and they've been dominated in that department in this game.
Romo rolls out to his right, trying to beat a blitz. He finds Witten. Witten is going to take it to the 30, stay in bounds as Pollard is there for the stop. But Des Bryant will keep a training staff busy during the course of a game. They got two guys over there rubbing his calves. Last week they were trying to work out cramps in his forearms, and he's already been inside to get his shoulder checked in this game.
Well, one of the real worries with Des is he's so competitive that he will not go to the ground. Now, the one, he's fighting for the first down, but even, you know, early in games, he takes a lot of punishment as a wide receiver.
3rd down and 8. Cowboys are inside field goal range for Bailey. Pass is off the hands of Murray, incomplete. And that was another first down, staring the Cowboys in the face. Instead, it's 4th down, and Bailey will try to go 4 for 4 on the day.
Well, yeah, Bailey comes out, and now, you know, even if Dallas is able to convert here, it's still a 2-possession game. So for Tennessee to maybe be able to make a stop there, that's big. Offensively, they're going to have to create some big plays to get back in it.
48-yard try. And Bailey just making it look easy. Swinging his right leg like he's hanging out in the park. He's hit from 48, 44, 51, 48. And the lead is 16 again for Dallas. What a moment it was last night at AT&T Stadium in Arlington, Texas, home of the Cowboys. UCLA and Texas. Heisman hopeful quarterback Brett Hundley was injured his left elbow, so coming off the bench, sophomore Jerry Neuheisel came in, played great, and threw the game-winning touchdown pass. His father and former UCLA head coach Rick Neuheisel watching his son on television deliver a win for the Bruins. I know that Rick's a good friend of yours, and what a moment that must have been for that family.
Yeah, that's personal with me. Rick Neuheisel was my quarterback coach 2 of my 3 years there at UCLA, and obviously an outstanding football coach. And for Jerry Neuheisel to come off the bench, I thought he showed great poise, you know, when he got in the game. That's hard for a young guy to come in that situation on the road and against a pretty good football team, and to then have the winning touchdown pass. I'm real proud of him, and real happy for, of course, my UCLA Bruins.
You didn't used to claim him that much. Different times.
Yeah, I did.
I know you did. Here's Washington trying to deliver a jolt. He can only get to the 20. Tyler Patman on the tackle for Dallas. So here comes Jake Locker. His team down 16 with 8:10 to go. Tennessee has to get after it here. 8:10 left. The day for Jake Locker. Sean Green. Delaney Walker's had his first 100-yard day, but it's not enough. As Locker throws, he's got a man, and taking a knee is Delaney Walker. Obviously, coming in, their idea was to work the tight ends against this Dallas defense. Walker's had a big day, but the Titans trail by 16 with under 8 to go. 2nd down and 1. Pass is caught by Delaney Walker, and nobody can cover him. Wilcox is back in the game, and the 2 safeties, Wilcox and Church, have not been good enough to handle number 82.
No, he's, you know, like you talked about a little bit earlier, kind of lost in San Francisco. 60 receptions last year, had never had 30 receptions in a year. He's off to another good start this season.
Tied his career high with 10 catches in the game. Here's a good one. Pass caught by Hunter. And Justin Hunter, 6'4", 203 pounds from Tennessee, is good for 23 yards.
And Barry Church, you see this square in, it's a nice route. Barry Church gets enough of him right there to at least slow him down to where they're able to make a play.
Titans need a quick strike, going for it down the right side, and the pass out of bounds in the direction of Nate Washington, who was looking for a flag from the field judge, doesn't get it.
Well, Dallas defensively, knowing the situation, they're trying to, play coverage and force them to come underneath. They do on the first down to Delanie Walker, and then they started hitting the intermediate throws, and they've gotten the ball down here very quickly without taking much time off this clock.
Now 2nd down and 10.
Load it. Good lady. Good.
Locker got a man. Hagan down inside the 10, and a flag flies at the end of it. Hagan got a hit up high, and Derek slow to get up. 25 yards from Jake Locker.
Well, you see the release there. It's an excellent job of getting up the field by Derek Hagan, and the Cowboys, they go to a single high safety. They had been playing a little bit of the Tampa Bay cover 2. That's such a big part of that Tampa defense over the years, where Rod Marinelli was, and this time they single up, they hit the seam, and you can see the collision there at the end of that play with the flag.
There's no foul for a defensive player. He was running with the ball. First down.
So it's 1st and goal from the 6. They pick up the flag as Hagan gets looked at along the sideline. The question was he a defenseless player? He made the catch, took a couple of steps, then got the hit up high. So no flag. 1st and goal from the 6, as the Titans have gone down the field in a blink.
Yeah, they sure have. They've made this look pretty easy. You see the amount of time. They haven't even had the ball a minute and a half yet.
Locker from the 6. Backing up, stepping up, and incomplete. Coverage from Carr, with Justin Hunter the intended target. As Locker let go of a fastball that got through everybody, and Kendall Wright gets up holding his left side.
Well, that's good protection up front by this offensive line. Jake Locker had protection, but just nowhere to go with the football. Dallas defensively locked onto the receivers. They did a nice job.
Wright so far in this game, 3 catches, 31 yards. Guy who caught 100 passes a year ago. 2nd and goal. Locker throws behind Delanie Walker. And that time Delanie Walker had a lot of attention from the Dallas defense.
Yeah, there really wasn't a lot there for Jake Locker to try to fit the ball in, and 2 Cowboys, they're in coverage, and here's the end of that play. Bruce Carter, he was able to come in, and he did a nice job with a free rush, not getting called with a penalty and doing it the way that they're asked to do it these days.
Been knocked down 5 times, hit 11. 1 sack, now 3rd and goal. Obviously 2 cracks at it, you would think, from Tennessee, but they don't get it here. Locker pulls it back. The pass is caught for the touchdown. Nate Washington. Cowboys saying that ball was juggled going to the ground. Both Carr and Church will take another look.
Well, Carr never gets turned around to even locate the ball. Washington goes up.
Oh.
And it looks like it may have touched the ground coming down. We'll see if this is a better look. Carr's able to get his arm in there.
It's that first look, and it's at that moment that it looks like the ball comes out. Let's take another look. But this is close. If it's incomplete, remember it's 4th down. Right there. Yep. That ball's out. That should not be a touchdown. It's a scoring play, so it's automatically reviewed. And that ball was on the ground and then smothered by the body of Nate Washington.
The previous
Cowboy
play
players saw it.
Is under review.
Both Carr and Church. Here's the best look at it, as Carr's left hand knocked it out. We'll get the call when we come back. Is it a touchdown or is it 4th down? We'll find out. While they review the scoring play, we'll welcome you inside the booth. That was a quick trip down the field, but if this is overturned, which we think it will be, it's a big 4th down coming up.
Well, real big. I mean, Tennessee was able to get right down the field, as you said, without having to use much time at all, and then it bogged down, you know, here on those first 3 plays. By all indications, this is incomplete. It's going to come down to 4th down. But even if they get the touchdown, a lot of things have to happen right now with 2-point conversions and everything else. But it looks like it's going to come down here to 4th down.
It was actually the left hand of Carr right there that got on top of the ball and knocked it away. And we'll get the call from Walt Coleman. If it's not a touchdown, it's 4th down.
After reviewing the play, the ball hit the ground as the receiver was going to the ground. It's an incomplete pass. It'll be 4th down at the 6-yard line.
So any hope the Titans now have to come back in this game will ride on this 4th and goal.
Yeah, you know, they're here on the 6-yard line. What a lot of times you like to do, especially with a guy like Jake Locker, is move the pocket. If you move the pocket, you buy some time. He has been under a little duress, and it kind of allows these receivers to work a little bit. The problem is you cut the field in half if you do that.
Four men on the rush. Back of the end zone. Incomplete. Delaney Walker caught it but out of bounds. And the Titans will turn it over on downs. What an effort, but could not get the feet down.
Just a little late on the throw, which allows then Delaney Walker to get too close to the sideline. He's trying to go up and make a play.
Well, he has had a game. He hits out of bounds clearly, and it's a turnover on downs. Coverage by Wilcox in the back of the end zone, but Delaney Walker showed these Titan fans what he can do. What a huge day, and almost a big catch on that leap in the back of the end zone.
Yeah, just high enough that he just wasn't able to make the catch and then get his feet down. A great job just being able to make the reception.
There's DeMarco Murray trying to add to a 141-yard day. The rest of this weekend here in week 2 around the NFL. Good action tonight. Before that, it's the Rams and Bucks, Seahawks and Chargers. Tomorrow night, on Monday night, Philadelphia and Indianapolis, and that game tonight as they open up officially Levi's Stadium with the Bears, a banged up Chicago Bears team playing against the 1-0 San Francisco 49ers on Sunday Night Football. 2nd and 6. And a great effort there by DeMarco Murray. He gets about 3.5. Let's go to Kurt with a game break.
Well, maybe everybody who thought the offseason losses on offense for Carolina were too much for them, you might want to hold on a second. Jonathan Stewart fights his way in from 2 yards out. They had a 2-point conversion. Carolina up 21-7 on Detroit, looking to go to 2-0 in the 4th quarter. Joe, Troy, and Aaron.
First it was Derek Anderson. Now it's Cam Newton at the controls for Carolina. Detroit with that impressive win on Monday night at home against the Giants, but not good on the road today. And you look at the leaders for Dallas. There's the guy along with those big bodies up front. Credit them all. Doug Free, Zach Martin, Travis Frederick, Ronald Leary, and Tyron Smith.
Well, this game offensively for Dallas just reminds me a lot of the games that I was a part of when I played for the Cowboys as far as how they did it. They did it with a power running game. You see Des Bryant over 100 yards receiving. Tony Romo bounces back from last week's game. Very efficient. You know, there's a lot to build on here for the Dallas Cowboys, but the early reports, boy, this team is going to be capable of running the football. It's just a matter of being able to stick with it, which is up to the coaches to do.
Murray trying to cut back. Now in a foot race. DeMarco Murray is going to get a first down and slide to keep the clock running. He's doing everything right now after an early fumble.
Yeah, that's the only blemish that he's had, and you know, he shows that he understands the situation. once he gets over towards the sideline and staying in bounds and keeping the clock running. But to be able to traverse the field like that and still get to the outside, that's a pretty impressive run right there.
And there's Des Bryant, more of what he does, not mailing it in a 16-point game, getting a block to really help get that first down for DeMarco Murray. The Dallas Cowboys now, it's amazing the difference a week can make. I mean, everybody, as I said, was picking on them after week 1. They're on their way, it would seem, to a win today. They're at St. Louis. St. Louis down to their 3rd string quarterback in Austin Davis, at least at the moment it appears. Then at home against New Orleans and Houston before they go to Seattle, and at home against the Giants. And all of a sudden that schedule doesn't look as daunting as it did for the Dallas Cowboys in what should be a watered down NFC East. We'll see Philly and Washington next week. Philadelphia with an impressive win last week over Jacksonville after going down 17-0 and winning 34-17. Let's recap this one. Coming up on 5 minutes left. It's really been all Dallas. DeMarco Murray is able to force his way in for his 2nd touchdown of the season. Delaney Walker, a 61-yarder. The big highlight for the Tennessee Titans. A short 3-yard touchdown throw to Des Bryant, who has a 100-yard day, and a near touchdown was overturned as that ball got loose from the arms of Nate Washington moments ago.
I think you got to give the defense for the Cowboys some credit too. They had the 1 touchdown. Delaney Walker fell to make a tackle. It was really the only big play.
And listen to that Cowboys chant as Murray gets another first down, and that'll put a smile on the face of Jerry Jones after hearing all week about all the 49er fans.
Well, Jerry's looking at this crowd, looking at all them jerseys and thinking that maybe some of them are a little dated. They may need to buy a few more.
Yeah. Saw an Aikman jersey down there. That thing is old. Played some music here in the stadium to drown out a "Let's Go Cowboys" chant. Penalty flag on the play. As DeMarco Murray, they're still working Murray. I mean, this might be a time to maybe get him out of there and let Dunbar carry it a couple times.
78 did not report as an eligible receiver. 5-yard penalty, still first down.
I mean, for a guy like DeMarco Murray, Troy, that's had a tough time going an entire season without an injury. In fact, he's never done it. I think they leave well enough alone and let that be his day here in week 2.
You know, it looks like they might have hurt you as he's going over the sidelines. But yeah, career high 29 rushes for him and 167 yards, and just an excellent job. I mean, he had the fumble. They've got to clean that up. He does. But thought he ran the ball exceptionally well last week, and he was tough to bring down again in this game.
Game break on deck as Dunbar delays and has a nice pickup on 1st and 15. Here's Joel Klatt.
All right, Joe, we go out to Cleveland. Mark Ingram, only 1 TD all of last season. This is already his 3rd of this young season. Saints up by 1, trying to break a 4-game losing streak away from the Dome. Back to Tennessee. Joe, Troy, and Aaron.
And I know, Troy, I'm reading your mind about Ingram, a back that you've always loved, and just waiting for him to get a legitimate every game chance with the Saints.
Yeah, he has a big game and then nothing really happens, and I do think he's an exceptional player. I know they really like him there in New Orleans.
We've got 3 touchdowns already. A little slip by Dunbar. 3rd down coming up, under 3 to go.
You look at the schedule as we did for the Cowboys, Joe, and you know they need to get as many wins as they can here early, because the end of their season, and obviously we're just finishing up week 2. It's tough. A lot of road games. It's going to be hard for them. And then for Tennessee, where do they go from here? They've got a tough couple road games now coming up, with having to travel to Cincinnati and then back again to Indianapolis, couple playoff teams from a year ago. So it doesn't get any easier for them.
3rd down and 5. Hand off to Dunbar, and there's the final 1st down of the day. And what a day it's been. Timeout taken by Tennessee. And that's their final timeout. Now Dunbar's having his fun. And the Cowboys have run the ball for over 200 yards here today. There's Tennessee's upcoming schedule that Troy talked about. On the road, back-to-back weeks, at home against Cleveland and Jacksonville, then at the Redskins on October 19th.
You know, it is interesting, though, each year. I mean, that, you know, when do you really start to get a good feel for what a team is, you know? And Dallas, you know, didn't look particularly good last week. They come back. Anytime you can win on the road, it's good. Tennessee, a great win for them on the road. A new coaching staff, and then to come home today and not have as good a showing. But you can look at that all around the league, and it takes several weeks before teams really begin to start separating themselves and tell us what they're about.
Dunbar left side. We are going to be at the 2-minute warning. Tennessee out of timeouts. A 100-yard day for number 88. A good showing for the Cowboys on the road, leading by 16 with 2 to go. Me back to Nashville. Big day for that man, DeMarco Murray. 167 yards. A lot of work. 29 carries, averaged just under 6 yards a carry. 2nd down and 5. Cowboys running out the clock. Here's Dunbar. Wrapped up by Wesley Woodyard. We are with our producer, Richie Zients, our director, Rich Russo. Colby Bourgeois is our technical director. Jake Jolivet down in the truck. Rich Gross, Alex Olson, all of our guys. Steve Horn here in the booth. Our spotter is the great Dave Schwalbe. And our technician, Mike Copeland. It's his last game with us on this crew. He'll be the project manager for our golf package. So we'll see you there next June at Chambers Bay in the Seattle-Tacoma area. Play is made in the backfield. Wrapped up is Dunbar, and it was Griffin who got in there and made the play. So for Mike Copeland, thanks for so many great years of great service here on this crew, and off to golf you go, as this play was made by Griffin to bring up 4th down. As of the moment, the Titans, who after week 1 led the NFL in time of possession at 37 minutes 44 seconds. After a dominant performance at Kansas City, they've had it for under 20 minutes today. 18 minutes 26 seconds.
Yeah, I talked a little bit about it earlier, but you know, the big difference there are the 3rd downs, and what a different quarterback he was, and what a different team the Titans were there in that 2nd half. But they just dug themselves too big of a hole in that 1st half and couldn't get out from underneath it. But I do like what I've seen from Jake Locker overall, and I talked about it to start the ball game. One of the things is he has to stay healthy so he can just get more games under his belt. But he's got some real ability, and I know Ken Wisenhunt is excited about his future and some of the things that he brings to this offense. He'll have better days than the one he had here this afternoon.
Time permitting, we'll get you to the conclusion of New Orleans and Cleveland. Good game. That'll be worth sticking around. The punt is going to end up on the goal line, so out to the 20 with 23 seconds left. We'll have a snap, and that'll be it. Tennessee will be 1-1. The Cowboys will be 1-1. With Dallas heading to St. Louis next week, and Tennessee going to Cincinnati. So far for the season, Troy, for Dallas, 2 games, 346 rushing yards. They're averaging over 5 yards per carry. And for Jason Garrett saying we were doing it with smoke and mirrors on our offensive line in the past. Now we can really block guys. He's right. They're good. Up front, good, young, and effective. McCluster, and that's the end of the day here in Tennessee. Unless Tennessee wants to snap it one more time. Yes, they do. Maybe. Maybe not. And it's a false start. We'll have a runoff, and that's it. New
Full
Orleans
start,
at
number
Cleveland.
62 of the offense with the clock running inside a minute. The 10-second runoff. The game is over.